Hey everybody, what's going on? So this video was supposed to be from the Harley shop, our local shop here, but they wouldn't let us video there. So we were going to go there with Ben, and he was going to, ask him about. He was interested in a couple different bikes. He was going to talk to him about. They didn't want to do that. They didn't want any of their pricing on YouTube or anything because they're. What do you say?
Their sales tactics, or
Yeah, they didn't want their sales tactics
or how they operate their shop to get out.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of strange. And I mean, that shop is kind of known for being a little sketchy, I think, anyway.
Just when you go there to buy something, it's just really shady seeming. It's your typical deal. You interested in a bike, you go there and look at it and ask them, well, how much you want for it, and they want to run your credit first.
Yeah. They tried that at a shop over in Cincinnati, actually. They wanted to. We went in. Jared and I started looking at Harleys 3 years ago?
Probably 4 years ago. It was before 2020. It was before I was married. I had a bike.
Yeah, so we went to a couple of different shops, and as soon as you walk in the door, they write down your phone number, and you get a salesman, and then they start grilling you about what you want your monthly payment to be, and you're just like, dude, I'm just looking at bikes. I want to know how much that bike cost, and they won't tell you how much the bike cost.
Yeah, if it's even, just want to know if it's even feasible.
I
I
was at a shop, and I said, if you don't tell me how much the price is on this bike, I'm walking out the door right now. And I left. So I mean, that's crazy. So, but we did run across the. Let's see. I was looking online and found I was looking for a lowrider S, a 21, and I found the colors I liked. And I told Jared, I was like, on the way home from work, I want to swing by there and look at this bike and bring my helmet in case I want to ride it or whatever. So we go in there. We start walking around, and there's a couple dudes, behind the counter with guys in the office, and this guy walking around. He walks by and says, how you guys doing? You guys need anything? We're like, all right, we're just checking this out. He's like, oh, you can sit on it if you want. Like, oh, okay. So I sit on it, and he stands there, and him and Jared are talking, and I was like, yeah, I've been looking for one of these for a while, and blah, 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 I like this color. And he says, you want to ride it? And I'm like, yeah. So he said, you got a helmet or you need one? I'm like, no, I got one. So I rode it and came back, and so when you go in this place, they had tags hanging on all the bikes, how much they were, the cost of them. So that was different from any of the other shops we've been in. Yeah. So I come back and I want to buy the thing. I was like, so what's the price on this thing? He's like, well, he said, this is what we got it listed at, but he said, we can do better. We can do better than that. So I'm like, oh, cool. So we go back in the office, and it's the same guy, sales guy. He did all the stuff. They don't hand you off to another guy. They hand you off to another guy. He did everything. How long did it take me to buy that bike? An hour and a half? Right from when we got there. We did it after work on the way home, and I rode it home. So that was cool.
Yep. I went back and bought my bike from there.
Yep.
I told the guy we only had an hour, and he did it in an hour.
He did. I remember that. He did do that.
I got to be home in an hour, and we did it in an hour.
It was basically the same thing. Jared goes in. He's like, my dad bought his bike here. I want to look at that. And he's like, you want to ride it? And Jared's like, yeah. Jared comes back with a big smile on his face, and it was a done deal then. So same deal. They gave him a deal on it. We bought, and Jared got it. So,
but yesterday with Ben going to look at a bike, I don't know why they make it so much trouble. Certain shops make it so much trouble going and looking at stuff.
Right.
There's about 8 different dealers within driving distance of here, and all of them, really except the one I bought my bike at, that they swarm you when you go in. You want to know how much stuff costs. They won't tell you how much it costs. They want to do the dog and pony show with you.
Before I bought this street glide, this 24, I was at a shop, and it was raining or something. We're out to dinner, and they had a bike, and he's like, come back and ride it. And he's like, when can you come back? I'm like, I can come back tomorrow, which was Sunday. And they opened on Sunday. I said, I'll come back tomorrow and ride it. He's like, okay, what time? I was like, I don't know, noon. He's like, okay. So I ride my lowrider up there. I'm planning on trading the thing in. I go in, tell the guy, got an appointment to test ride a street glide. He's like, you do? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, it's going to be a few minutes. And I look at my watch. I'm like, I had an appointment at 12 o'clock. He's like, well, it'll be a little while. So I walk around the shop, sit on it, sit on a road glide, sit on 2 or 3 other ones, walk around again, look at my watch. I've been there 40 minutes. I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm leaving here. I rode down to another shop and they were closed. The shop that Jared and I were just talking about, that they were closed on Sunday. Just went home, and then I think the following Monday, I went and bought this street glide from a different shop. So, but yeah, yesterday was crazy that they didn't want to do that.
Yeah, they didn't want anything filming the buying process. It was basically going to be a free commercial for the shop.
For them, yeah.
But when I bought my bike from that dealer, I went in there and looked at it, and we were there like 10 minutes, and he go, "You want to ride it?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And he's got the keys, and I rode it.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't like
nobody went with me. He just said,
right.
Here you go.
The same deal with me. They didn't go with me. He's like, "You know the area?" I'm like, "Yeah." So.
Yeah. I mean, I rode it like 3 blocks and turned around and told him I'll take it, but I didn't ride it very far.
Yeah. So.
It's a lot of trouble going to certain dealers. Most of the ones around here are that way.
Yeah, so we are going to try to find a shop that'll let us video there and
film Ben's buying process.
Yeah, I mean we were going to ask them questions like, I wrote down some stuff here. Like how much does a set of new tires cost to get put on a new 24 bike? You know, just a set of stock tires. How much is that? They didn't want to tell us that. So.
I mean, you read horror stories online about Harley dealers all the time. People.
There is good dealers like that one we were talking about. We went to one in Lexington. We were going on vacation. We stopped there, and the girls went to something to go shopping or something there. And Jarrett and I went over to the Harley shop there in Lexington, Kentucky, and it was basically the same thing. The guy walks up and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, and whatever. I was like, "Yeah, we're looking at this," and he's thinking about one of those. I was like, "What? How much is one of these things?" I just said it to see what they would say. He's like, "It's $18,950, you know, for this one." He said, "We might be able to do a little better on it." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." I told Jared, I was like, "I'm gonna go back there when I try to buy a bike." Like I said, I found this one and the color I wanted. It seemed like it was the only one around at the time, but now when you ride around, you see a bunch of them. But anyways, that's pretty much it for that.
Yeah, just an odd experience at a dealer.
Yeah.
But that place was already kind of on my list. When you go there, you know, just if you're looking at a shirt or something, somebody comes over and is asking if you need help and asking you.
Tell them what happened to you last week.
Oh, somebody from there calls me. It's about 7:30 Saturday night. I'm at the grocery store shopping, and he's asking me what kind of bike I got, and he's trying to sell me a new one. And I got a 22 Road King. And he said, "Well, I can get you on a 24 Road King. Are you interested in that?" And I tell him, I love my Road King. I love it the way it is. I got the parts on I like. I didn't want to be rude to the guy and just tell him, you know, pound sand and hang up on him. But so I just kind of entertained him, was trying to tell him, you know, I love my bike, just trying to get the conversation over. And me and him go back and forth for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I mean, the whole time I was grocery shopping, just going on and on about getting a new Road King, which I mean, it's the same bike that I got now, just 2 years newer. And just going on and on. I keep telling him, man, I love the bike I got. I love what I got. He's telling me I can get you it for the same payment. I mean, I almost got this one paid off. I'm gonna get it on a loan, and I love it. I love the one I got. And he's just going on and on. He finally gets off the phone. I mean, I didn't want to be rude to the guy, but you know,
same thing happened to me. I probably had this 24 Street Glide for 3 months probably, and the shop called me. It was actually the shop that I bought it from. They could have did a little bit of homework to see that I already had a new bike. And same thing. He's like, "Hey, you interested in getting a new bike?" I'm like, I don't know. Do you got one newer than the 24? He's like, no. What do you have? And I'm like, I got a 24 Street Glide. He's like, oh. Well, I guess you don't really need a new one then, do you? I'm like, no, I don't. So, it's just strange.
But it's just like when you go there in person and they're just going on and on about stuff, and you're like, I just want to look at the bike and I just want to know how much it costs.
Yeah. Or like you said, you go there to buy a jacket and you got to talk to them about.
So 2, 3, 4, 5 people come over and
they try to sell you a new bike.
Yeah, that's what kind of bike you got, this and that. I mean, I just want to look at these clothes.
It seems like it's the dealerships that own 4 or 5 other dealerships, like big ones, that do that. I don't know if they must have some sales plan, tactic or something that they use. I don't know.
Where I bought my bike at, it was an independent dealer. The guy told me that.
Yeah, they were. So.
Does anybody else have any bad experiences at Harley dealers?
Yeah.
Do you like your local shop?
Yeah. Do you like your local shop?
Yeah. I read online about people, they only got one dealer close and they hate it.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people, I was reading, especially after this happened, I was reading last night, and people were saying, like, one guy said he had a Harley and he hasn't been to the Harley shop in 20 years.
Yeah.
He bought one that was 2 years old, and he's never been to the Harley shop in 20 years. I mean, people call them dealerships for a reason, I guess, but all of them are not like that, obviously. Yeah. I mean, there's some good shops out there. So.
Yep. Shout out your favorite shop in the comments.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Yeah, for sure.
I always like going to a good Harley shop.
Yeah, so this is something different, but somebody contacted Jared about this. Jared can tell you about it.
Yep. Check out his channel, the Blue Bike and Doyle. Send us some stickers and poker chips. His wife's got a channel too. Her 3 wheels. Thanks for the stickers.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, definitely subscribe to the channel. Like I said, we're gonna go to a couple of shops, and Ben's starting to look around now that it's too cold to ride, so we're gonna go to some shops and do some videos about shops, and then hopefully in the next week or so we can get a ride in too.
Hopefully we can talk Ben into buying a new bike.
Yeah. So, all right. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.